The views expressed on this program are not those of IntellectualRadio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It is Relationship Monday, and our topic for today is, what do you bring to the table? We are live on Intellectual Radio. We just heard from the Drive at 5 with Roman. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. On the last episode of Warriors Talk, we spoke with Janine Hall about domestic violence behind closed doors. You can go to YouTube, type in Intellectual Radio for any episodes you may have missed. The quote of the day is, the more you bring to the table, the harder it is to find someone to eat with. We are grateful for our sponsors. We have Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay, and she's catering to all of your beauty needs from head to toe. We have Paula Kelly with Allstate, and she is fulfilling all of your insurance needs from head to toe. And then our newest sponsor is MyLeah Marks with affordable book editing services without skimping on price. And then we have Emanuel C.O.G.I.C with Pastor Michael Richardson, where you can tune in every Sunday at 10:15 a.m. to get your spiritual food. So let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
We're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emanuel C.O.G.I.C at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emanuel C.O.G.I.C-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we are from the Emanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Co-hosting with me is none other than cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gal Foundation, Rizal Gilmore. Hello, Rizal.
Hello, Lady ReShell. How are you?
I'm good. Excited. It's Relationship Monday.
Always excited. Love these Mondays.
Yes. And if you are tuning in, please like, share the show, invite someone else in on the show so they can get this valuable information. So again, our topic for today is, it's not domestic violence, you guys. Hold on. That's not the topic. The topic is, what do you bring to the table? I knew you would like this subject.
It's going to be good. Look, what's the phone number so they can start calling in again?
Oh, okay. The phone number is 708-223-9853. Again, 708-223-9853. You guys can call in and let us know what you think. And we're talking about, what do you bring to the table? And I know this is a hot subject. Like, I was listening to different podcasts on the subject, and males and females were both getting heated up with this subject. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. So I just know that it's going to be a good subject. So, Rizal, first I wanted to ask, have you ever been asked that question?
That's a good question. Let me think about that. Have I ever? I'm going to say yes, that I have.
Really?
And I have been to one probably to ask that question as well. I think there was a female who asked me, what do I bring to the table? But I don't think actually it was pretty nice to inquire what to know, what I have going on or whatever. But, if I'm pursuing you, I need to know what value you're going to add to me.
So yeah. Let me ask you this. Did you start asking that question after it was asked to you? Or were you asking that question before?
No, actually, before any female, I never asked that question. I like to learn females, and I can see for myself what it is that they bring to the table, what values they have, what characteristics do I like, different things from there on, because anybody can tell you anything. And then once you're like, okay, so you checked all this stuff on my list, and then you get them in front of your company or inside of your company, and there ain't nothing like what they talked about or what they said, and it's a whole different story. And you're like, who are you? You said you did X, Y, and Z. And next thing you know, they doing A, B, and C. Nah, that wasn't what you. So nah, I don't believe nothing what they say about what they do. You have to show me. Action speaks louder than words.
I think that's very smart to just observe, because people can only pretend for so long that they're one way or whatever they told you. So to sit back and observe, yes. Kimmy says, hello, y'all.
Hey, Kimmy.
Angela Elaine said, most know what I bring to the table, but I have to ask, what do they have? I am not a sugar mama. Laugh out loud. You're right, Angela Elaine. You got to ask, because some people.
Mama, you could be a honey dip.
She trying to be a honey dip. You know, some people already know what you bring to the table, and sometimes they try to latch on to that, latch on to what you have. They already know what you bring to the table. Like, did you feel like that question was degrading to you when it was asked to you?
Not at all. I thought it was very interesting that female actually asked me that. Maybe she was at a point where she was just trying to get her life correct and wanted to see, what can I do to add value? Because I always tell females, always pick a partner where you can learn something from them. So if you can't learn anything from me, then you don't need to date me, and I'm not the person from you. And that's any man. Always pick a man that you can learn something from.
Where were you in the dating process? That's a question. That's a good question.
This is my younger years. I definitely can say that. This was definitely my younger years.
Okay, so I mean, as you've gotten older in your mature man state, is that question still happening?
Not from females, no. But like Lisa, what she has to realize, she has to know the difference between people who are trying to attach to her and people that's trying to connect with her. Because there's a difference between the two.
I totally agree.
I'm not going to say which one, but one of them will suck you dry.
Okay. I think a lot of females get upset with this question.
You think so?
I really do.
Do you feel as though that it's offensive, though? I mean, it's really a simple question, and if they're both two level-headed people, then it should be a no-brainer to say, well, this is what I got going on. But I think for everybody, when you say, what do you bring to the table? It's different for everybody, because what I might need at my table, another person, another man or another woman may need something else. So it's different all around the table. The question is, what are you willing to accept at your table, and what would you want them to bring to your table?
I don't know if you should tell them what you want to accept that until you get like.
No, you don't tell them what you want. You know what you're willing to accept.
Right. And I agree that everybody is different. So when you meet somebody, certain men are gonna want certain things from their women. Certain women are gonna want certain things from their man. So it just depends on, and then it may be at different times, because people do mature. And so maybe in your younger years, you may have wanted something different. And then as you mature, it's like, nah, I don't need those things. This is what I'm looking for. So I think it has to do with age too, like as you mature. But I really think a lot of women they're offended by this question, because it's like, and they like, how dare you ask me that question? Like,
But it's really an honest question. I mean, am I going to get slack just because I'm trying to find out where you're at, because I'm trying to know something, about you? Or I shouldn't feel like you're going to get offended for me saying, hey, well, what do you bring to the table?
I would think if you are approaching someone, most men do their homework. Most of them do. If you see a person, unless you just met them and you guys was out, but most guys kind of like, they kind of like do their homework with women. So when they do approach them, they already know if that person is going to say yes or no. So I'm saying do your homework. Okay, Lisa says she's not able to locate the show. I'm not sure why, Lisa. Lisa, I'm gonna tell her to go to YouTube. So you guys, there are several ways that you can listen to the show. You can go to YouTube and type in, oh, she's here, and type in Intellectual Radio. So if you ever have a issue or problem, I'm finding a show on my Facebook page, just go on over to YouTube, type in Intellectual Radio, so that you can get the show. You can also go to IntellectualRadio.com, so you can get the show that way as well. So just remember those spots. So if you don't see me, then run on over there so that you can get in on this conversation. So welcome, Lisa. Okay, I'm sorry, Rizal. Where were we?
Welcome, everybody.
So Lisa, we're talking about what do you bring to the table? So Rizal was spitting his knowledge. Why you look like that, Rizal?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. So my opinion, Lisa, was I think most women get offended by the question when a man asks them, what do you bring to the table? They're looking at the man like, what? And this is why I think most women get offended. Because most women feel like we are the prize, right? And we feel like, why should I have to tell you what I bring to the table when it's evident that the woman is the prize, right? So why do I have to sit here and explain this? But
see, that's the problem right there. Because
we have men and women. I'm sorry. We have men and women who think that they're the prize. You got the men that think they're the prize. You got the women that think they're the prize. And guess what we're doing, Rizal? We're competing.
But that right there is the issue, because most women, as you say, they think that they're the prize, and they don't have to answer that question, because it's like, well, I know what I bring to the table. I know who I am. Well, who are you? What do you bring? And then they get into to the relationship, and then they're sitting there for years wondering why, because one of the things is commitment. And then they're sitting there for years and years on end, wondering why they still boyfriend and girlfriend, But I said I brought this to the table, but you still boyfriend and girlfriend. No, the problem is you really didn't bring much to the table. And that man is waiting for you to become the right woman to sit at that table. And so in the meantime, if you there waiting that long, you really wasn't the prize.
You about to make some people upset. So all you right, saying that
I'm about to be the star Buck Wild of Warriors talk.
So you saying that I've been with this man for about 10 years and this man has not asked me to marry him. And that's it. Yeah.
Think about it. If you was the prize and you brought everything that he needed to the table, he would have been married you and wouldn't have waited 10 years. He would want to get to you right away.
I'm not giving you 10 years. Let me see. Did I give my husband?
Well, let's talk about them women that has given 10, 11 years that's been in these relationships.
Yes, I did.
Waiting for that day to come.
I did. The guy I married, I was with him 10 years. We was together a total of 17 years. So I did give him 10 years before we got married. But it was more like when we got married, it was more like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. If we not, I'm up. Like, we don't play house long enough.
By this time, now you're frustrated.
Yeah,
you're frustrated. And it's like, well, what's wrong with me? Like, I gave you all this time and we still here in the same place.
My youthful years. And this is not what you want. Then I'm going to need you to keep walking. And I'm going to walk this way. So he didn't want me to walk that way. So we ended up getting married. But, we ended up getting divorced.
See, that's how the ultimatums now come into play. Because y'all tired of sitting around waiting and thinking that it's going to happen from his dime. And you know what? I'm tired of waiting. Look, either you are or you aren't. Or I'm going to go this way and you can stage left.
It's not even an ultimatum. Sometimes I'm telling you what it is that I want. Either you're going to meet my need, either you can meet my need or you can't. Either way, I'm going to walk. So you can walk this way with me. Because I want to walk to the altar. And if that's not
But
where
after
you want to
10
go,
but after 10 years, y'all both should know what it is that y'all want by now. After a year and a half, y'all should know which path y'all are going down. I'll even give it 2 years. I'll push it to 2.
but if I don't have these, and I guess they're standards. If I don't have these standards set in place, so that you should already know from our conversations that we have had while we were dating, that marriage is something that I want, and that I'm not going to sit in a relationship 10 years. And at the time, I was young. So I was young when we met. I was 24. I wasn't thinking about getting married at that time. But as I got a little older, it's like, okay, wait a minute. I'm getting older. What's going on? You know. So I just think that with women, we don't like that question because we feel like, and I don't know where this came from, that we are the prize. I don't know where that came from, that women are the prize. And I feel like we lead with material things. So when a guy asks us, or if somebody poses that question to us, what do you bring to the table? Oh, I have a master's degree. I have my own house. I have my own car. I have property. Not that property wouldn't help the both of y'all if y'all got together and got married, but it's like, what does those things do for a relationship? How does those things help y'all become one? It's like, I sometimes I don't think they understand that has nothing to do with a relationship. And then one, it's like, I sometimes I don't think they understand that has nothing to do with a relationship. And then Rizal, we see these men that make a lot of money, they millionaires, they're successful, and what do? They go and get these women who are waitresses, who have these minimum jobs, and they don't have all of these degrees, and they wife them up.
Well, 2 things. Well, 3 things. You never know the connection that those 2 people have, whether she's a waitress or not, because she may be showing that guy, she's a little bit more humble. And I'm going to say that she's a little bit more humble than the woman who's making all this money.
Right.
The woman that's making all the money she's a lot bossy and wants to control things.
No.
And nobody wants to be in control. Yes. And nobody wants to be in control. Both of y'all can't be in control. It shouldn't be a control thing. That's where the partnership comes in. So she's not going to be a good team player for him, the one who makes all the money. So she gets scratched out. The waitress will be good because she's going to listen and she's going to try to get to where she needs to be by being with him. So that's a little so because now you don't know if you're going to be being used by this woman, and like I said, always find you a man that's going to teach you. So if he can teach you and show you a better life in a better way, I'm all for it. And then you have the other lady, the other one, what was it? The waitress, who else? The 6-figure.
Yeah.
And it was one more.
It could be one that's leading with her body too. It could be a woman
and
that's leading
with her body.
Yeah.
She ain't going to go far because all you got to bring to the table is vagina. I don't want you. It's going to take more than that. It's going to take a whole lot more than that. Even for myself, one of the first things what I need, for you to bring to the table, and it's not a materialistic thing. I need you to bring compassion. Because I need you to sit with me through my difficult times when tears is rolling down my eye, because whether I lost somebody or I'm relating back to a event in my life that happened, I need you to be compassionate. I need that nurturing to come out in you, to, just to hold me. So I need compassion. That's one of the things I need to the table. There's a list that I have, but that's just one of them. So again, I don't need vagina because that's everywhere. I can get that anytime, whether it's the 6-figure, the waitress, or whoever. So that's not a problem. But just to find that one, that one that you're going to have that connection with and not an attachment with.
All right. Lisa says that she believes it's a 2-way street, that we both need to have something to offer. So we both should be bringing something to the table. The table shouldn't be lopsided.
No, it shouldn't be lopsided. It should be a full course meal on both ends.
I think it's going to be lopsided. I don't think that, it may be if they come into the table One person may have a degree, the other person may not have the degree when they're coming to the table. One person may be compassionate, the other person may not. It may, like, y'all balance each other out. And that's what you need. You need somebody that's going to balance you
That's what
out.
I say. As time go on, that table isn't going to be lopsided anymore. Eventually, it's going to start to balance and straighten itself out, because either she's going to pick you up or you're going to pick her up. And that's what's going to bring the balance between the two. So it's something that you do that she may not have, or something she have that you may not do, that you two are going to come together, and that what you don't have is going to be very valuable and agreeable with you both, to the point where now you're able to build from, you're now laying down that levelness, that foundation of whatever it is that you're about to start to build.
Okay, let me read some of these comments, because these women are
They
bringing
I
them
love
in.
relationship Monday. They be
Bringing them
coming
in.
on these Mondays.
Yes. Wanda B says, I believe that asking what someone has to bring to the table isn't as important as observing what's on the table. Just listening and observing gives you a picture that isn't the one they want to paint for you. We already know we get the imposter first, and then the real one comes out. So sometimes they will paint you this picture, and you be like, oh my God, I done found the one. This is just too good to be true. You know why? Because it's too good to be true. They love bombing you. Don't believe it. Lisa Adams says, some individuals downplay their desires to get married because the partner does not believe in marriage. So they settle until it becomes unbearable. Did I read that right? Some individuals downplay it. I believe that, Lisa. So they'll say, if you with a guy and he says, yeah, I don't want to get married, but you like this guy and you want to be with this guy, then you're gonna be like, yeah, me either. And then 2-3 years down the line, you asking him about marriage. And I had a girlfriend that this happened to. He told her that it wasn't marriage, but he said he didn't want to be in a relationship. And she like, okay, but she was spending time with him like she was in a relationship. And then she got tired of spending time with him like she was in a relationship. So she fussing at him, and he's like, hey, I told you 2-3 years ago that I didn't want to be in a relationship. Ladies, listen, when somebody tells you, like, did Maya Angelou say it? When somebody shows you who they are, the first time, believe it. Believe it.
Or not even that. If somebody, don't let a person tell you twice that they don't want you.
No. Angela Elaine said, not all women that are successful are hard to get along with. They're not hard to get along with women. We need someone to look up to, not necessarily material. I agree. I think this is what I think. This is just my opinion, right? Not the views of Intellectual Radio. Just my opinion. I think that some this is my opinion. I think that some men that are not in that lane, like, because we all want to be, sometimes we reach for people that's not really in our lane, right? So when you reach for people that's not in your lane and you get shot down, I think that's when they say, oh, they hard to deal with. No, I'm not. I'm looking for somebody who's on my level. And if I'm bringing these things, why can't I ask for a partner that has these things? Why do I, as a woman, has to be like, oh, well, he has a blue collar job. So, you could, even though you have this, you making 6 figures, get somebody. What if I want somebody that's making 6 figures too? What if I don't have any babies and I want a man that don't have any babies? Why can't women ask for, it's like a double standard. We can't ask for stuff. We got to just settle for what's there. Or we picky, or we hard to deal with because we want somebody, because if we done saved ourselves and we done worked hard and we, why can't we have that instead of just labeling us hard?
If you're a woman who's making, let's just say 400,000, and you met a guy, say as myself, who brings everything to the table except for the income, instead of 400,000, I make maybe 40,000 a year. Am I looked down upon because I only make 40,000 and you make 400,000? Does that balance the tables? Does that brings balance to the relationship? How are you going to look at me because you make more than me? Am I going to be looked upon as belittled and my manhood be thrown out the door,
No.
like, you're not enough, you don't bring nothing. But
If I'm making, just say I'm in the Beyonce category, making money like that, and you're making 40,000, you're not gonna be able to approach me. I don't care how good of a man you are. I don't care. You're not. Because number one, unless we dated back in the day, and then we just got reconnected, you know, we didn't break up on bad blood. First of all, you're not gonna be able to get to me. You're not gonna be able to get to me.
But you never know where
40,000.
you're gonna find love at. Did you ever see the movie? Wait, did you ever see the movie Hitch with Will Smith and what happened? And Oprah was like so high, but Will had the connection. You never know what type of connection, where you gonna meet that person, where you gonna meet that person.
I'm thinking about Kelly Clarkson.
A lot of people. I've dated women who've made, 6 figures.
I'm thinking about, not to overtalk you, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Kelly Clarkson, who's paying her ex-husband all this money. All these women who are paying their ex-husbands all of these money, who really wasn't up to par with them. But now I got to pay you all this money. I'm just going to be honest. This is just me. And maybe this is why I haven't been blessed to be in that category, because I wouldn't. I would want to date someone who's on that level with me, who's bringing in that same amount of money with me. We hustle just as hard. Your hustle at 40,000 is not matching my hustle at 400,000. I need somebody to match my hustle, and we don't match. And I'm not going to try to make it fit because you have all these nice qualities. Yeah, you have all these nice qualities, but they could be for somebody else. I'm not going to take you away from somebody else who may be making 50,000 that y'all can get together. But it won't be me.
Because now
it won't be me.
And it's not a love thing.
It will. You know what? Love does not keep you together. You know, it doesn't. It doesn't. If you think about in the old days and the way they got hitched, they didn't love each other. Some of them was forced together.
Daddy was there with the shotgun.
Right.
Even in the royalties, they have to fix weddings.
Exactly.
But that's because royalty married royalty, because they wanted to keep that bloodline. They wanted to keep that bloodline going. But nowadays, it's totally different.
I'm just telling you, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't.
Come on, let's read some more of these.
Okay. I know I'm going to mess her name up and she's going to be mad at me. I'm just going to say Renee. Is it Toria? The one that has the show here? Is it Toria? Toria. Why didn't I know that your name was Toria? She's going to be like, I always say Coach T. So I'm going to say Coach T because that's why. Okay. Coach T. She says, as a waitress is more likely to allow a man to control her. And you are right, Coach T, because men do not want to they don't want drama, right? So the waitress is going to be, she's going to be, whatever he says, she's not really going to rock the boat. She's not. Now, if we making the same salary, or I'm making a little more than you, you say something I don't like, I'm going 9 times out of 10, I'm going to rock the boat. Because if we were to split, I'm still going to be okay. But if the waitress was to split with the guy, she's going to be back waitressing. So, yeah, they want somebody who that's kind of, timid, that's easy to control, that they can do all of their things and get away with it. I totally agree.
Well, maybe so, but maybe, waitressing is her part-time. Maybe she's a hustler like he is, and she's a full-time nurse or something, and she's working doing waitressing just to bring some extra money.
I mean, the waitress, that's just the title. I was just using that as the job as, to say it's a kind of minimum wage type job. Not really just, it could be anything. It could be a school teacher. They're not paying them that much money, which is sad.
To be around kids and just want to be a teacher's aide.
That's
maybe she
fine.
won't be a waitress because she just want to be around food.
If you
she want to be cake all day. I don't know.
If you find somebody out of your league and you doing that, then that's cool. But for me, if I was making that much money, I would want somebody on my same level. I would. Wanda B says, do you think people know where their lane is? And are they honest with themselves? No, they're not. They're not honest with themselves. Rizal said no too.
No, I have to agree. Look, we agree. No, they're not.
They're not. Why do we do this to ourselves?
Because we try to make ourselves more than what we are instead of being good at who we are. And we try to put on this facade that we're this and we're that. And we got all of these different things, bringing the materialistic stuff, when all what you need is just me.
Yes.
Simple.
Okay, here's another.
I said that within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah. So here's another important point that Wanda B made. She says, if a woman doesn't respect the man, she will find it hard to follow him. For some women, money is a factor in respect.
Well, let me just say this. I find a lot of women loves an alpha male. What if I'm not an alpha male, but I have everything? So that you're gonna like in this relationship because of one thing. No. And we know that finances causes a lot of divorce in America. That is like almost number one, other than the infidelity.
Yeah. That means you need to be with a beta woman. We're going
to see the waitress.
You need to be with a beta woman. Right? Is that, or do you need to be with an alpha woman?
Yeah. No, you need to be with, if you're an alpha male, you need to be with.
No, a beta.
No, two alphas. Beta is, two alphas.
The alpha needs to be with a beta.
An alpha male needs to be with a beta woman. If he wants to, not hear no smack. But if you got an alpha woman and an alpha male, then it's going to be conflict. It's going to be like two magnets trying to push it. It's not going to mesh. They're not going to connect. They're not even attached. Look at the comments coming. I love relationships.
It's more. They're lined up. Brenda said, we won't look down on you on purpose. We won't look down on you on purpose. That's funny, Brenda. She says she remembered the movie Hitch. Yeah, I mean, I like the movie, but Love and 40,000. Yeah.
Well, can you love at 20,000?
I did. I've been there, and love got me nowhere. I'm trying to tell the truth. I don't want to give y'all no false information.
Are you reading all these comments?
I'm trying. Yeah. Coach T said, why can't a woman choose to fall in love with men within their desired dating pool?
Because, Coach T, it's all what you desire in your desired mate. It's all what you want from that person. Like for me, you might require, like myself, I require respect. So if you don't require respect, then we're not going to mesh. I need a woman with understanding because I got certain situations going on that they definitely have to be understandable. So if you're not an understanding individual, I need you to be able to stand when you don't understand. Stand with me when you don't understand. So Coach T, is all about your preferences and what you put down. If need be, I come with 3 references. I have credit check, whatever you need.
Coach T says, men don't want to be challenged to greatness.
Challenged to greatness? I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. Again, I think that's the plethora of men that you are looking at. Maybe some of the men that you're looking at may not want to be challenged, but I love a woman that's going to help me be greater than what I am. Take me, as I always say, you find a good man, take him to being a great man. And once you take him to being a great man, make him extraordinary. That's it. See, all within 10 seconds.
They're coming in. Hold on, because I just saw a really good. Coach T said,
hold on.
I just saw a go. So, Coach T says the only way I want to be with someone that is out of my lane is if he can allow me to be me. I like that.
You should be you from the beginning. You shouldn't be anything else but you.
People try to change you. People try to change you and form you into acting the way that they want you to act. And you feel like you're in a prison.
I've said this on this show many a times, that men get into relationships because they don't want the woman to change. Women get into relationships because they think they can change the man. And that's where you go wrong.
Okay. So Angela Elaine said, so an alpha woman cannot be submissive. An alpha man, I don't know if she meant to an alpha man. All alpha females are not boisterous. That's true.
I'm not saying they are,
alpha,
but if you are taking on the role of an alpha, it's somewhere in you. It's like a pit bull. It's by your nature.
I'm thinking
you're going to be aggressive by nature if you're a alpha female.
Which could be a good thing with an alpha male, as long as she knows her role. The alpha woman with an alpha man has to know her role in that relationship. She has to know that he is the head, right? And so an alpha man, I mean, he wants a strong woman by his side, but he doesn't want a woman that's gonna try to overtake him, right? So yeah, he wants her to be strong. He wants her to, he ain't got to worry about her. She already done handle it. She's telling him, oh, babe, this is what I did today. So-and-so try to do this. He knows she's going to take care of it, but he doesn't want her to try to run him over.
But she can't overdo it. And that's where it comes. Like every situation, she wants to run in. Like, whoa. Like Busta Rhymes and so like, whoa, what we got here? Like, what's going? Can't do that. Y'all got to learn how to chill out. Let a man be a man.
Yeah, they said like a lot of us don't operate in our femininity, and I think it's because
the like independent thing.
Well, I think we have to learn how to switch roles. So when you're single, then you operate as a single. You operate in that role. We have to learn how to switch gears. Like sometimes we don't know how to switch gears when you get into a relationship or you get married. It's like, okay, now you're not operating as one person. You have another person there. So you have to learn how to switch it up. And I think a lot of times we don't.
Coach T on fire tonight.
Coach T says she don't want to be made over. You are not about to be making her over.
Look, wait a minute now. I watched enough Maury. Mm-hmm. Some of you females, y'all do need some making over. That's the problem. You may not realize it. Until you realize it, then you know what true value that you bring to the table. So if he say, hey, look, let me do this for you or do that, like just chill. Some of you are like, no, I don't need that. Yes, you do. Because I'm on the outside looking in. You on the inside looking out. It's one thing if you're inside of a room, you can see everything inside of the room, but you can't see you. You can't look directly into your face. You cannot see you. So if I'm out there looking at you and I see something that can better you or make you look more than what you can be, because I see it, allow that to happen. Mm-hmm. You can't see you. This is a good one tonight.
Yeah, and this is a good one.
Man, everybody go buy the DVD.
It's a good one. This is a good topic. And the funny thing is I thought of the topic at 12 o'clock today. So that's the funny part. Okay, so Wanda B says, I think some alpha women want to be able to rest from those challenges of being alpha. You can be able to be alpha at work and just be yourself at home. You know what? I totally agree. Because like
I disagree.
I agree.
Let me tell you why.
I totally agree.
Because when you put an alpha female in a environment where she's head of charge, like if she works in an office and she's leading, she runs like the floor, that's coming home with her because she's always going to think that she's the.
You have to learn how to switch it off. That's what I said. You gotta learn how to switch it.
But they don't, because they're in that position constantly all the time. There is no turn off. It's like 24/7 if you're an alpha. It's on all the time. So it's never going to come
You
off.
got to learn how to switch it. And I'm just going to say, Wanda B, and I agree. How you going to tell us how women feel? We telling you how women feel. All right. This is how women feel. We feel like we want to rest from all of those challenges. When we get home, let that alpha man take care of and do all that stuff. And we want to rest.
I
We
want
just
y'all to rest.
want to be ourselves. We just want to rest. We at work taking care of all these people, giving directions, and that's exhausting. You get home, you don't want to be doing that 24. Nobody wants to be doing that 24/7. You don't.
Home is where.
And Angela Lane, she agreed with you, Wanda. She said,
supposed
yeah.
to be.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
When you get home, that's where the tranquility is supposed to take place. That's your sanctuary. That's where it's supposed to be. Again, I need you to bring peace to the table. That's one of the things. Bring peace to the table.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. These comments are coming in fast. Coach T said, did I read this already? I'm definitely an alpha. But I know how to respect my alpha man if I trust him. And I think, did Wanda B say something like that? What did she say? Respect. So which is kind of in the same line. You trust him, you respect him. It's one and the same. If you trust that man, then you're gonna follow his lead. But if you don't trust him, you're gonna question everything he do. Because you don't trust them.
Really take some precautions, that some lines that you don't cross, if that's the case.
And don't get mad because I don't trust you. Like something's missing, right? Something's missing because I don't feel comfortable with you making decisions. Like something's
now
not
we're
right.
in year 11.
Something's not right. What did Brenda say? Oh, Brenda said she on the side of the man. Really, Brenda? I'm gonna need you to cross over, Brenda. Cross over. Wanda said, yes, Rizal. We all want peace. We all want peace. Angela Lane, she agree with you. Coach T, she agree. Everybody wants peace. It's so important.
Yeah. There's a lot of things.
It's so important. Okay. So here is the thing about asking a person, what do you bring to the table? And I think Rizal kind of said this too. I feel like people, it makes you lazy if I'm telling you everything versus you observing and learning that person for yourself. It's like you don't want to take the time to date and get to know that person. You want the answers to the quiz up front without you didn't even study for the test. Like, no. Don't ask me. And going around on social media, it said if a man asks you that, get up and leave. Don't even call that person back. Which part do you agree with? Was that for Rizal, Wanda? Brenda, Wanda said, which part do you agree with the men? Do you agree with all of it, Brenda? Are you on the men's side totally, Brenda? And then she put some laughing emojis behind it. So I don't know if she was kidding or not.
I said, we're going to have to do a poll.
I don't know if Brenda was kidding or not. Okay, Rizal, I have these things I'm just going to list off. And you just tell me how important, because you are a man. Okay. And I know you don't speak for all men, but you are a man, though. And so you can tell if these things are what men are looking for, because you talk to men, so you know. So the first thing is loyalty.
Yes.
Like, how important is that on a scale from 1 to 10?
Loyalty, I'd probably have to say is definitely a 10. Because if I'm giving all, I need you to give all, and I need you to be your true self. And I don't need nobody going behind my back and using me. So yeah, I definitely need you to be loyal.
Trustworthy.
That's a big one, because when it comes down to finances or anything, I need to know, can I trust you with money? Can I trust you being out? Can I trust you with this? I need to know, can I trust you with my life? If we're married or anything. So being trustworthy, yes, I need to know those things. Do you always tell me the truth? So yeah, trustworthy is another big one. Scale of 1 to 10, that one is a 10 also.
Faithful.
I'm trying to think of something, but of course, faithfulness is very important because again, if I'm giving 100%, I need you to give 100%. I may not be the one, maybe you're looking something up. I don't know, but faithfulness, yeah, that's important.
Compassionate.
Yeah, see, I said that earlier. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, I need you to be compassionate. For me, myself, 10, and some men also, because we be going through it. We be fighting battles that a lot of women don't know about. We be dealing with things. It could be, I get with you and, I've been fighting with my baby mama all day and she's trying to take the kid from me or something like that. We be having these stressful days. So compassion is very important. You may not see it or you may not know what struggles that a person has got going
on. Problem solver.
That's not going to be at the very top of my list. It's good if you can, help me or, we solve some problems.
Well, let me explain. So this is with like the little things at home, like the little things, not like, because I know men are fixers. So this is like the little things, at home that the woman could probably fix and he don't even have to hear about it.
Is it like with the kids or is it like the kitchen sink or like
the kids? It could be the kids.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's not at the, no. Problem solving, no. I mean, if you can fix it, of course, if the house is on fire, I hope that you called the fire department. Fix it that. That's how you fix it.
Nurturing.
Have a solution when you come to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Nurturing.
Yeah. I need nurturing.
Support. Supportive. I'm sorry.
Support is very big, especially with where I'm at in my life. I definitely need somebody who's supportive, and all men need somebody that's supportive. We need to know you're going to be that ride or die. Like, I need you to be there while I go through these things that I might have never experienced before. And I don't expect you to go all the way, but let me go through it, but be by my side while I'm dealing with it. If that makes sense.
Do I have to invest any money in it?
Could be, depending on what the go ahead.
Commitment. Did I say that one already?
No, you didn't say commitment, but commitment is very good. Commitment is up there because, again, if you're committed, then I know that we're going to go all the way. That means you're going to be putting in work. You're going to be putting in effort. And that's how a relationship is going to make it. Sacrifice is very big in a relationship. And that's part of the whole commitment thing. So if you can show me that and prove that, then you winning with me.
Okay, I want to do the comments really quick.
Back to the comments. Lord.
Brenda said she agreed, Wanda, when he said that women will come home and they can't switch it off. So she said she agreed, but Coach T said that she does not agree because when she get home, she be exhausted from being the boss all day. So want to come home and lay down when she gets home. Coach T wants you to explain what is your definition of a ride or die.
Ride or die.
Okay, hold on. Cadillac is just getting here, so you got a man just getting in here with you. Talking about, hey, he's sorry he late.
Oh, Cadillac, why is you late? You're gonna have to switch to a Subaru Outback or something.
I didn't tag him. I'm sorry.
I didn't tag him. Cadillac no more.
I didn't tag him.
Because it's not getting here on time. Oh my God.
I'm sorry I didn't tag you. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
So what's your definition of a ride or die? She said.
My definition of a ride or die is a female, no matter what the situation, no matter what I'm dealing with or what we're going through, she's going to be there, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong. She's the type of female that's going to be compassionate. She's going to be supportive. She's going to bring the beauty. She's going to have the sense of humor. She's going to have the respect. She's going to have the understanding. She's going to have all these different qualities, and she's going to ride it out to the end. We're going to go through this thing together. There's not going to be, of course, there'll be some bickering because there's always some rain. It's not always sunshine, but she's the type of female that when we get into arguments, she still look at you and say, I love you and want to make love to you that night. She's not going to want to go to sleep angry or anything like that. And
Or put nothing in
Just
your
the
food.
things that still make you feel, whether y'all agree or disagree,
Bring
that
it up.
y'all still make each other feel,
Oh, wait. Brenda said I do.
I do. I do what?
Oh, yeah. She got the little, yeah. Oh, my God.
She got the little wedding rings up there.
She got the little things. Yeah. Okay. Wanda B has a question. She said she would like to know if all these things on the list for men is what they expect to hear when they ask, what do you bring to the table?
No, we don't expect that. What we expect is probably the materialistic things, because that's how the flesh operates. This is what we think of first. Like, well, I got a job, I got this. Again, I'm a man who is seasoned. My thinking is totally different than the older me, because I've gone through some things, and experience is the best teacher. My thinking and mindset is totally different of what I want now from what I wanted then. So this is why I'm able to say, no, they ain't gonna think.
Brenda said, just joking. Okay, last comment is from Wanda B. She says, I do agree there are some women who like to rule at home and at work. Laugh out loud. That is true. All right, Rizal, your final comments on what do you bring to the table?
We out of time already?
This was a great subject. Yes, we are. We got 1 minute.
Like 15 more minutes or something?
We don't have 15 more minutes.
Back in the day, after 9 o'clock, the phone was free.
It's another show after me. I got 30 seconds.
Okay.
30 seconds.
Don't be afraid to eat at the table if they don't bring what you want.
Oh, I like that. And we're going to leave it at that. So join me next Monday at 6 p.m. right here on Intellectual Radio. As always, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell and Rizal Gilmore, a.k.a. The Biz. Warriors Talk is changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube.